Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jimmy D on the Redneck Race Report. Yes, sir. Today's show is brought to you by DNL Auto out of Manchester, New Hampshire. For all your automotive needs, please reach out to DNL Auto 603-645-6551. Woof. Racing's been tough to get in this year because of the fucking rain, but Mother Nature, come on. We're calling for rain this weekend again. Come on, Mother Nature, help us out. That's all I got to say. Jesus Christ, Mother Nature. So, like I always do, it's Jimmy D in the Redneck Race Report. How do we get the show started? The typical fireball shot. Cheers to everyone. Cheers to your racers. Cheers to your track owners and promoters. Woo! Yes, sir. All righty, folks. As I said, I'm Jimmy D. We go over the weekend stuff that's happening in New England racing or New Hampshire, wherever. Hey, you want your track reached out? PM me on Facebook. You know who I am, Jimmy D. Yes, sir. All righty, folks. It's been a fucking busy spring so far. A lot of tracks. As I said, I've been having a hard time getting races in because of the rain. Mother Nature, you being a bitch. Pound sand. That's what I say to Mother Nature. So the racing's been good so far. As, you know, not too bad. When you get a chance to race, like Claremont canceled, Stafford canceled over the weekend, Monadnock got in, Star got their race in for the ACT Pass Tour, Hudson got in on Sunday, everybody else pretty much canceled for the weekend, you know, so it is what it is. So let's go over some results that we have over the past weekend in the racing world. 610 over at the Mad Dog. What a place. I love the dog. It's a good place. Taking down the win in the mini stocks was Kyle Templeton, the 671. And the 69 was second of Lewis Mayer. And Owen Lazinski was third. In the young guns, it was Sophia Rigo, Hunter Dugat, and Maya Bell. And in the street stocks, it was Doing Zulu over J.D. Stockwell. That was a good race. Good to see Dylan take one home at Monadnock. And rounding off third was Zach Solinski. Yes, sir. They didn't have the modifieds, but the modifieds are doing twin 40s. The 604 modifieds are doing twin 40s this Saturday at the Dog. But the next feature was the pure stocks, and that was Jimmy Zellman, Carlos Grenier, and Kyle Kenny. Mittens. I call him Mittens. He never takes his gloves off when he wins, but he takes them off when he wins. Leave your mittens on, Kyle Kenny. Mittens? Yes, sir. Then the next race up was the Sportsman, the Pro V8 Sportsman. What a good race that was. We had 13 cars deep. Ronnie Robinson took the lead at the beginning of the race, battling with Scott Riggleman, till Adam Lovejoy, coming from 4 spots, started knocking on the door, and he finally took over the lead. I think it was like lap 4. Set sail. See you later. Coming almost on second was Jimmy Renfrew Sr., who him and Adam usually come on. Adam Lovejoy come over and race with us every now and then. It's good to see those guys come on play. And in third place was Scott, the modern day traveling man, Riggleman. And fourth place was Steven New Boys. And in fifth, the number 58 of Seth LaPlante. Good racing down in Monadnock. Good times. As I said, they pushed the modifieds off because there was a little bit of water on the track off the front stretch, and you could avoid it, but it was starting to get dark. You couldn't really see it under the lights, so they were doing a double 40 for the modifieds this weekend in Monadnock. Then we swing over to Hudson Speedway for their opening weekend over at Hudson. Yeah, it was a good day for them, I guess. You know, it is what it is. And then Thunder Stocks, the new kids division they bring back, the Thunder Lights over there at Hudson. We had Patrick Russell, Emily McGinnis, and Sophia Marshalls in the top 3 for the Thunder Lights over there at Hudson Speedway. In the pure stocks, we had Adrian Smith, Jay Townsend, and Noah McGrath driving all the way to Maine to go race at the High Banks of Hudson Speedway. Yes, sir. And in the dwarf cars, we had Andrew DQ Harmon take down the victory in the dwarf cars. Yes, sir. Andrew Harmon's got 2 wins and 1 DQ. He's 2 for 1. We'll see which one he has more DQs or more wins by the end of the season. And then In the Ridge Runners, we had Drew Morse taking down the win in the Ridge Runners, Brian Caswell and Pistol Pete Frazier. In the Six Shooters, we had Michael Yetton, Stephen Miller Jr., and Bradley Lamont. And in the Hudson Speedways, Cherry's Kids Street Stocks, Charging Charlie Baldwin takes down the win. Second place was Cabana Boy, Justin Beecher. And in third place, Corey Fanning. He usually runs at Thompson, but Corey Fanning made the trip to Hudson. Then on Sunday, the ACT Tour rolled into Star Speedway. Yes, sir, the ACT. Taking home the ACT portion of the American Canadian Tour feature was Brandon Barker, Jesse Swisser, Gabe Brown. In the New England Supermodifieds was John McKennedy, Matt Swanson, and Bell Sliss. In the past Super Late Models, Joey Jaron and DJ Shaw and Jimmy Renfrew Jr. finishing up the top three there. As I said, there's not much racing going on. Mother Nature's saying big F you to everybody, but we're getting there. We're going to get out of this pattern soon. It's going to happen. It is what it is. It's welcome to spring in New England. You got to wait till the weather pattern changes. It changes every now and then, but sometimes it changes early, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I say opening day should be about Mother's Day weekend. Some of these tracks, you might as well just run enduros for the first month, a couple practices, and maybe the first week or two in May, just do enduro opening days, like Star with the Bunny Brawl. It's pretty much just an enduro day. Just so you're not having to push back shit and stuff like that. Rain dates. You can't really make up rain days stuff. The schedule's already pretty full anyways for the season. So that's my take on it, so it is what it is. We got to hold on and hopefully pray everything works out and we get some good weather. So let's get forward to the Ice Cream Social Awards for the week, because I didn't have any DQ cones to give out. It seemed like everybody passed deck this week. Surprising Andrew Harmon. All right. So the first one is the Ice Cream Sandwich Social goes to Scott Riggleman and Ronnie Robinson, roughing some fenders in the sportsman race together. So the next time I see them, I'll buy them both an ice cream sandwich, and we'll sit down and chit-chat on the picnic table over some ice cream sandwiches. And the other one I have was the Ice Cream Sandwich Social, Jimmy Renfrew Jr. and Eric Sands. Next time I see you two, I'll buy you an ice cream sandwich, and we'll shoot that shit at the picnic table over the rough-ins you guys had over the weekend. I just think Eric Sands and Jimmy Renfrew Jr., that was just a deal, defending their home track. They both grew up pretty much cutting their teeth at Star. It was racing deal. Hey, it is what it is. It's racing. You're going to rough some fenders. You're going to do that. You're going to, angry some people. But, hey, you know what? Put your big boy pants on and call it a day. Same with Scotty and Ronnie Robinson. It was just a racing deal. Both kind of fighting for the same spot. The door was open. I would have taken that. I think 95% of the guys in racing would have taken that with the door open. Put your big boy pants on and get over it. So this weekend, the racing, we got Oxford on Saturday. They're having the super late models at Oxford on Saturday, the limited late models, the street stocks, the running rebels, the Mad Bombers, Thunderstocks, the cruiser division, and the rookie division. The cruiser division, that's something else, those Crown Vics. I see people already hooting and hawing about the Crown Vics. When you got 10 cars that are all equally mixed, it's like the six shooters. It's hard to pass. You're going to end up using your bumpers and stuff. It's racing. If you don't want to get your bumpers scratched, build your car and go do a parade in Manchester, New Hampshire, or Concord. There's always a Christmas parade or St. Patrick's parade. It's racing. Last weekend, Donnie McCaffrey and the number 60 guy from Oxford, I was going to do an ice cream social with them, but I was having technical difficulties with the equipment. So Donnie McCaffrey and the guy in the number 60 from Oxford, I owe you guys an ice cream sandwich and a chit-chat at the picnic table, too. So it is what it is. Get over it, guys. It's racing. You know, I had this fun. I was doing my door. Yeah, what it is racing. You open the door, and somebody's going to take it. It's racing. Yeah, you can't win the race on lap one, but you can lose it. But sometimes, patience is not there. It is what it is. So Stafford Motor Speedway's racing Friday. They got the SK modifieds, the late models, SK lights, the limited late models, and the street stocks. Yeah, we know some boys out there. We got Adam Gray, Jeff Aslam. Get out to Stafford. I love that place, the Double Hook Saloon. Good place, yes, sir. I love the Double Hook Saloon. Yes, sir. Saturday at Seacon, we got the late models, Sportsman Series, Pro Stocks, and the Sportsman Truck Series. I got to get down to Seacon. That's a beautiful place. I've been there in a couple of years. I think the last time I was there, I was watching a Bush North race. So, got to get down there, check that place out, and check it out. Drink some beers. Beer Ridge, the dirt track over there in Vermont, they got the Sportsman Modifieds, the Sportsman Coupes, the DMA Midgets, the Dirt Stocks with Chris Coyle and Don Rummel, who run with the Pro V8 Sportsmen every now and then, and the Ridge Runner division. Then Lee Speedway, the big gambler weekend. Yes, sir, John Manespin has been working his ass off getting this going. So Friday night, they got the Street Stocks, the Six Shooters, the Crown Vics, Pro Stocks, and Outlaws. Bobby Melvin going to defend his home track. Bobby Melvin, he didn't make many friends up at Claremont a few weeks ago when he was up there. He finished third. He ruffled some feathers. He definitely didn't get invited to no barbecues over this past weekend from the guys at Claremont. But it's racing, like I said. Race them hard. They're going to race you hard. Don't be pushed around. And you'll show them a few things. White Mountain Motorsports Park, they got Saturday and Sunday this week. Saturday, they got the late models, Flying Tigers, Strictly Stocks, Strictly Stock Minis, 12 cars, Kids Division. Sunday, the Pro Star All-Stars, New England Super Modified Tour, Pass Mods, now Car Legends and Bandoleros. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, and Lee on Saturday has the dwarf cars, Street Stocks, Pro Stocks, and Ridge Runners. Don't quote me on the Street Stocks because they're both on Friday and Saturday with the Pro Stocks. That might be the House Division Pro Stocks, and it's the Saturday is the Granite State Pro Stocks. But I see the Street Stocks were on both days, Friday and Saturday. Don't quote me on it. It could be a typo on their part. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just Jimmy D, Sunday, Star Speedway, the Ken Is It late models, the Bumpy's Auto Slingshots, the Six Shooters, Street Stocks, and the Crown Vics. That is your schedule for the weekend. So, like I said, I'm getting new at this stuff. Give me a few weeks. I'll get used to this shit. Gonna have some guests on. I'm not computer savvy. We all fucking know that. I'm Jimmy D. I'm a redneck. So, kind of cool. You see Riverside and Groveton Rams repaved their track. I'm hoping to get a race up there with the Sportsman guys next year. But I got to have at least 10 to 12 committed. I'm not going to go up there with 5 cars. We did that with Claremont this year, and it sucked. Like I hear a lot of these GMs and stuff or promoters of this racetrack, asking the guys, hey, where your cars? Support each other. It is what it is. You can't have a division out there with 6 cars. It's not worth the track's time, and it's basically not worth the driver's time either, to tell you the truth. I'd rather win a race with 12 to 15 cars than 4 or 5 cars. But that's me. Gotta get these cars out of the garage. I know the payouts aren't the greatest, but you drivers, you want to race or you want to pitch? And I see a lot of bitching. So, like the Sportsman Series, I got five simple fucking rules. No tube chassis, 70 series tires, safety gear, have fun. It's racing supposed to have fun, family atmosphere, having a couple adult beverages after the race. Yes, you can have your disagreement. It's going to happen. I've had my disagreements in my 30 years of racing. But come on, it's racing. What else can you do on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the family? Not much. I mean, you can't even go to the fucking movies without spending fucking $200. But, the Milford Drive-In's $35 just to go watch a fucking movie, popcorn, all that shit. It adds up. We don't start getting out there and getting these race cars going. These track owners aren't going to keep doing. They're not going to keep opening the track with 30 cars in their pits. They're not. There's no money being made on their end, and by the time the day is over, after the overhead, all the payouts and stuff like that, they're not making money. So we got to support these tracks. Get these cars out there. That's why the Pro V8 Sportsman, I bring it out like a touring series. What happens? Everybody says, "Oh, you should get run here." These two tracks. I said, "Yeah, you can, but there's other tracks and there's other people that won't. If I can get 12 guys to show up every race, let's do it. But you gotta be committed. I get it. Some people don't want to travel too far, especially the payouts, but the payouts would increase with more cars that come through the back gate. You all know this is common sense. You know what I mean? So suck it up for a year or two more. Economy's getting better. But, the rules are the rules. I don't build car. I don't change my rules for one guy to come out and race their car to come race with us, so I can have one more car. No, here's my rules. Deal with it. Come out and play, or not build something. Or if you don't want to build, if you have one, sell it, because it's not doing you any good sitting in the barn or in the backwoods with a tree growing out of it. Somebody could use that chassis. So think about it. Get ready to go racing. It is what it is. We're at that time where we gotta start getting cars in the pits. And I know there's cars out there. There's people that want to race. Let's do it, folks. Let's all work together, support each other, and we'll get through this. It's race season 2025. Let's enjoy it. I'm Jimmy D, the Redneck Race Report. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers. Let's have a good night. Oh, hold on. One more thing. This Saturday. They're having a parade in Boston. The Losers Parade. Coswell Street. They're going to have the Boston Bruins, the Boston Red Sox, the Boston Celtics, and the New England Patriots. The Losers Tour. Duck boats, all that shit. Loser Tour 2025. Because the Celtics are going to fucking shit themselves again tonight. So, all I got to say is cheers. Support your local racetracks. Get out there. Do your best. Bring a friend. Bring a neighbor. Let's get these tracks. All right, everybody. I'm Jimmy D. It's the Redneck Race Report. This one is by DNL Auto. Thanks you. Guys, have a good night. Now beat it.